Hey y'all, welcome back to At the Table podcast. I am your host, fikayo, and thank you for coming to spend this time with me, you guys. Today I'm bringing you guys something very different. I am currently in the middle of BWI Airport recording this. Now, I know there are a few questions that are probably going through your head. One of them is probably where you're going. And unfortunately, I can't disclose that information. If I disclose that information, I'd have to kill you. And I'd prefer not to be a murderer and also to have listeners, so I can't do that. So unfortunately, I can't disclose that information. Can't disclose where I'm going. But if you follow my Instagram, I'm sure you'll know where I'm going. But oh my goodness, look, shameless plug. Follow me on Instagram at fikayo. Okay, so another question you're probably thinking is aren't people looking at me? And yes, people are looking at me. People are very confused as to why I'm sitting here with a laptop and I have a mic in my hand and big earphones over my ears. And I don't know what they think I am, whether it's newscast reporter or journalist or someone that's just jobless. So I'm a podcaster. That's what I am. So here I am. I am podcasting. Okay. So now that I've given you guys the briefing of where we are, where we stand, let's start with our regularly scheduled program, shall we? So what are you praying for? Have you been praying? I have. And well, today I'm praying to get to where I'm going safely. I don't particularly like or enjoy flying. Now, I don't have a fear of flying. I just don't like it. I don't prefer it. It's not my preferred method of transportation. You guys know that I went to school in Georgia, and obviously throughout those years I would come to Maryland, go back to Georgia, come to Maryland, go back to Georgia. So the amount of flights I've been on in my life, I can't even count them. So I'm not new, I'm not a novice at flying. I just think the whole process is it's tedious and it's not enjoyable, it's not sweet. I definitely prefer driving or taking the train more than flying. I don't like it. And also, I'm not afraid of flying, but the idea of being suspended in the air in basically what is more or less a soda can, I don't know, it doesn't sit well with me. I don't like it, I just, and then, while flying, I tend to get, really, really deep thoughts. So, yeah, where was I going? Oh, yeah, so we're just praying that I'm going to get to my flight safely, and I will, I know I will, but that's where we are right now. What are you I'm snacking on nothing. I just want to get out of here. I want to sleep. I want to go home or wherever I'm going. I'm over it. I'm tired. Oh my. But yeah, I don't know. There's just some times in life and places in life where you just feel lonely. And I don't know why, but the airport is one of those places where I feel so alone. And I think it's probably because I'm around so many people, but I don't know anyone. No one looks familiar to me. No one can laugh with me. No one can play with me. So that's why I'm running to you guys, so that you guys can kind of be here in this experience with me. Let me tell you guys about my trip so far. So my dad was actually the one that drove me up here, and he's so sweet because he hasn't been feeling well. So I was just gonna take an Uber up to BWI, but he was like, no, don't worry, I'll bring you up. And it was at 2:00 in the morning. And I was like, are you sure? And he was like, yes. And I don't know, my dad is pretty great. I love him so much. And isn't that what a parent is? Isn't that what being a parent is? Just sacrificing for your children and making sure they're good above yourself. I don't know. It's a big job. It's a big job. It's not easy to be a parent. And I really appreciate him. Anyway, I don't know. What else can we talk about? Can you guys hear the background music? This is so unprofessional. But I would have not forgiven myself if I did this like if I had this trip and I didn't kind of like record or make some type of content as well. Oh my goodness, so while we're talking about my trip, let me give you guys some tips, some traveling tips that I have accrued in my vast experience of traveling. The first one is always be early. That is self-explanatory. Traveling and going anywhere by plane is a very tedious process. Always be early. And then another thing is you can never expect how many people you're going to meet at the airport. So yeah, maybe you got there an hour early, but by the time you go through security, you realize that there's 5,000 people in security because everyone booked the flight at the same time, and now your 1 hour is not enough time for you to get through security and make it to your gate on time, and you end up missing your gate. Always be early. It's even just better when you can take your time, when you can feel through the experience, then you're rushing and your heart is beating and you got somewhere to go. Oh my goodness, this is what I got. For your safety and security, hold on. You should not. And you know what? She's actually rude. But you know what? It's also my fault because why did I think I could do this in an airport? It's okay. It's alright. What was I talking about? Yeah. Just always get there early. I'm getting stares, you guys. People are staring at me. But yeah, just always get to the airport early. It is so important. Another thing is invest in a good suitcase. I would recommend a suitcase that opens from the front like a door, not one of those middle suitcases, and I'll explain why later, but also one that has 4 wheels instead of 2. Why 4 wheels instead of 2? Because it's easier to move. It's easier to maneuver. Do not make the mistake of you having to be the one that's pulling like luggages and just looking really awkward while doing it. You want to be that girl, walking through the airport looking like you know what you're doing. And I promise you, a 4-wheel suitcase will help you get that image. Another reason, the reason why I mentioned the door is because, later when you'll unpack, if you have one of those suitcases that line the middle, when you unpack, everything's gonna fall out. Like for me, it's just better if you buy a suitcase that has like a door that kind of opens up, so everything's kind of just sitting in there, rather than you have one of those middle ones, the ones that open through the middle, the zip is through the middle, and like half of your stuff is flying out and the other side is secured by a zipper. It's just better to me personally. I feel like I get more space with the door one, but besides the point. Another thing, always sort your things before you get to the airport. I'm talking about print out everything that you need to print out, know where your ID is, know where your card is, so that when you get there, you don't look like an idiot because you know what you're doing. I have messed up this process before. I have looked like an idiot before, so I'm giving you advice because I don't want you to be like past me. Old things have died, but still, let's learn from the things that have died. Oh, my people are looking at me. So anyway, sort out all of your things before. Oh, that's definitely standing. It's Baltimore. Okay. But yeah, sort out all your stuff. Sort out all your paperwork. Sort out all your documents. Know where everything is at. So when you get there, you just boom. You give it to them. Boom. You give them. You know how much is going to come out of your thing. You know how much they're going to charge. Another trick as well. Always weigh your bags before you leave the house. So the best way to do this, oh my goodness, I don't know if this is an African trick, but I know all of my mom, we all did it when we were traveling, because you don't want to get to the thing and then they tell you that your check-in bag is like 70 something pounds. So what you do is you step on the scale first, right? You get your weight. That's when you go back on the scale, but this time you're carrying the suitcase, and then you get that weight as well. So then you just subtract your suitcase and that weight. You just subtract your weight, the first weight and that second weight from each other, and you'll get the weight of your suitcase. And I've done this several times, and it's actually pretty precise. You have to hold up the bag like all the way up, but it's actually pretty precise. And I promise you, this will help you save time, and this will help you save money. Know how big your bags, know how much they weigh, and know how big your bags are. Another thing I would say is, if you can, I know Delta does this for sure. I'm not sure about other places, but I know Delta does this for sure. If you can, check in. Yeah, so I was saying, if you can, check in your carry-on bag. I promise you, or your carry-on suitcase. I promise you, moving through the airport is so much easier when you have less luggage on you. And if you can check in that carry-on for free, why not? Have them put it in the boot of that airplane and move. Oh my goodness, have you ever been through the airport and you see that girl, she has a movie bag and she's just walking through, no suitcase, nothing. I aspire to be her. If every single time, I even ask them at the front desk, can I check in my carry-on for free? Because what? Just check it in. Just ask if they let you check it in. Another thing as well, I do this with Southwest, because Southwest be ghetto. Y'all, Southwest is ghetto. I'm a Delta babe, okay? But sometimes condition makes me a Southwest girl. Notice I said Southwest girl. Yes. Because, I don't know. Southwest is ghetto, y'all. Anyway, so Delta will usually tell you where your seats are at, where you're going to sit at before. Even sometimes, Delta allows you to pick where your seat is at if you go on the app. Southwest, where you... when you check in is when they just give you a seat. And for me, they're always the worst seats. So there's this trick. After you've gone through security, go to the kiosk a little bit before the flight and ask if they have any open seats, and usually they will. And also, if you're young, they'll probably put you near the emergency exit, but that's also good because there's more space there. It's just, you just got to pray that the emergency don't happen while you're sitting at the exit. But the day that I'm sitting next to the emergency exit and an emergency does happen, I don't know. That's all I'm going to say. Another thing that I would recommend is set aside money to eat. This is a big thing. When I'm at the airport, I like to splurge. I like the whole experience. I want to eat and feel like I'm like a traveling girl. So I will definitely set aside money to eat. But also, I will also usually bring in some food as well. And you can do that. You can take food through the security. I'm not sure the regulation around it. I know that today I'm bringing ewa going and dodo. Oh my goodness, and speaking of, ewa going is the best. Ewa going is actually literally the best. Let me tell you where I got it from, because this place that I got it from is the best African restaurant in Baltimore. And this place is Bula's International, so it's spelled Beulah International. If you don't like it, you can come and kill me. That's I'm saying that it is so good. She is so, I don't know what she does back there, but it has to be something with God, because y'all, the food is heavenly. I just don't understand if Jesus is back there cooking it up himself. I don't understand. Gabriel, I don't know, but the food there is so good. But yeah, that's what I'm taking. People are really, really looking at me weird now, so I'm gonna kind of stop this. I'll see if when I get to, so I'm taking what is the word, man? I have a connecting flight, and my connecting flight is in Austin. I can tell y'all that. Can I? We'll see. My connecting flight is in Austin, so when I get to Austin, I'll see if I can record and kind of update y'all on my trip, since y'all are in this with me. We're on this trip together. I'll let you guys know how that goes. If I don't come back, I'm back. I have not flown yet, but I have been shaken up. Let me tell you something. I just got through security, right? And oh my goodness, I remember why I do not like flying. Number one reason is because of security, y'all. I promise you, from when I have gotten, right now I'm sitting in front of where you go into the plane or whatever. But from security all the way to this point, I promise you I have lost 10 pounds. All of what feels like 10 pounds. And it might sound like I'm being dramatic, and I might be. It's a part of my personality. But you guys, what I just experienced was real, and I just remembered, I do not like flying. Oh my gosh. And let me tell you something. When I was checking in my bags, right, there was this woman who had these cats, and the cats were crying. Two crying cats. Lord Jesus, I am praying to God they are not on my flight, because I don't know what I am capable of doing if they are. Respectively. I'm not harming or threatening anyone here, of course. All I'm saying is I don't know how I'd be able to handle that. Y'all ever go through security and you obviously know that you don't have anything like life-threatening or anything sharp or hazardous on you, but you just have to do that mental check, no, I don't have any knives, I don't have any guns, I don't have any, you feel me? Yeah, that's also a part of the things that stress me out. Anyway, I'm sitting in front of my plane. I'm sitting directly, actually, in front of my plane. It's looking at me eyeball to eyeball, and I don't know. I'm gonna eat this going, get food in my system, and pray that the rest of my flight is safe, because I can't do any turbulence. That's one of my biggest fears, experiencing real turbulence. Not the plane actually going down part, but the turbulence. I think that enough, I will literally be scared to death. That would be too much for my little heart. And then to survive after would just be probably a little too much. So we're just gonna hope that the skies are clear, everything is nice. We're going to Texas, we're going to Austin. Oh my goodness. So fun fact, I actually want to live in Austin. If my life had gone a little differently, I would have definitely gotten a job in Austin and tried to see what I could do there. I think I would love Austin. It's not that I've been there before physically and explored the town, but just from what I hear that it's a great place. Okay, let me eat this food. Alright, I'll check in with y'all when I'm at Austin. I'll tell y'all how the flight goes. Okay, y'all, I am back. Hopefully y'all can't hear the noise too much. The airport is definitely awake now. It is 9:26 Austin time, but 10:26 Baltimore time. And I left the house around 3 a.m. in Baltimore. So anyway, thankfully, let me tell y'all about the flight. So thankfully the cat lady was not on the flight, and it was good. Hold on. The turbulence wasn't too bad, but I do have this ritual, right? When I get on the plane, I listen to worship music and I'm speaking in tongues throughout the entire thing, because that is not how they're gonna take me out. The pilot might know what he's doing, but I gotta make sure that the pilot is backed by God and the Holy Spirit. Let me tell you something. So yes, that is all I did in the plane. I just listened to worship music the entire time, and I was praying, and I would slip in and out of sleep. So in my sleep, when I woke up, I'll pray, and then I'll sleep again, and I'll pray again. But aside from that, it was pretty good. The flight did feel super duper long. I don't know why. I don't know how far Boston is from Boston. I keep doing that. Austin is from Baltimore, but it was super long. And I'm just excited to get to where I'm going, because I'm kind of over traveling at this point. I feel like 1 plane is cool, but 2 is just overdoing. 3, I just might die. Oh, hold on. And so yeah, I'm thinking about getting food, but I'm not particularly hungry, so if I do get food, it would literally just be gluttony, me being greedy at that point. But that Starbucks that this girl has right in front of me looks so good. I don't need no coffee. I really don't. I don't know, you guys. It's inside the plane that you have the most, biggest epiphanies. I don't know how to explain it. But I think it's literally when, your life is in danger, where you're just suspended by science and in the middle of the clouds, is when you're life is real. And I was just thinking about God, and I was thinking about how good of an experience it is to know God, that even in my fear and my anxiety of being on the plane, I was able to lean into God and kind of know everything was going to be okay. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have that privilege or that opportunity to do that. I wouldn't know what I'd do if I didn't know God. I don't know what I would use to supplement that anxious feeling I have, or that fear I have. So yeah, God is good. I highly recommend a relationship with Him if you don't have one. Oh, can y'all hear that? Okay, let me stop this. I will come back when I get to my location to kind of just tell you that, I'm safe, that I'm home, or I'm where I need to be, essentially. And that you guys should expect another podcast episode on Friday. Oh, no, let me not say that. Well, yeah, I'll just come back and I'll kind of wrap up this podcast. Thank you. I'm back. Hey, y'all. I am at my location. Thank Jesus. It is crazy how, I think I'm sitting at, 21 minutes right now. It's crazy how a 12-hour trip, equates to 21 minutes. Y'all really held me down. Thank you so much. This was something new I'm trying. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys listened to it. And yeah, so what? It's time to clear off the table and wash the dishes, ain't it? If you would like to see the face behind the voice, please follow me at fikayo, FIIKAYO. Please like, comment, subscribe, follow, all of the things on whatever platform that you're listening to. Give it 5 stars. Please, it really helps me get out to other people. And thank you for listening once again. I really appreciated just going through this whole trip with you guys, and this kind of just being a voice journal. I really enjoyed that. You guys are great. You guys are amazing. I'm gonna leave and go to sleep now. So, you know what we always say, don't forget to laugh really loud and pray always. Have a good night.